Hey, how you doing, everybody? Okay. Uh, I'm trying to find a way where I can establish holding my phone here. How are you all doing since the last video that I had? Okay. Well, my new topic is outward. Okay. So basically, we know what outward means. Hi. How you doing? Hi. Okay. I wanted to get on here a little bit and talk about outward appearances. Okay, and this is coming from scriptures in the Bible. And I thought about it a couple of hours ago and I said, you know what? Why not talk about it now? Because the outward appearance is very important to a lot of people. We all think that the outward appearance is just everything. If we're not feeling our best on the outside, sometimes our insides are not feeling as great. Okay? Hold on a minute. I'm trying to look up something. I'm going to put you on a blank pause. Okay. Let's see. See? All right. I'm back. And I was just trying to find a way to put this in here without dropping the phone. So hold on just a second. I need something to hold it up. Get something to hold it up without it falling. It's trying to fall down. Okay. So yes, the outward appearance is important because when we get up in the morning, when we wash up, when we brush our teeth, when we comb our hair, and then our hair gets a little messed up, we're thinking to ourselves, wait, I think I want to look better than what I'm looking like, okay? Because that outward appearance is so important to a lot of people. So I'm really trying to get to this scripture that I'm actually looking for, and I'm actually supposed to be, yeah, I'm supposed to be in a meeting right now. Just waiting on some people. Okay. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about men because the Bible, and I'm going to tell you what the scripture is. Okay, so it should take me right there. Okay. All right. It's stated in 1 Samuel, the 16th chapter and the 7th verse. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. So, of course, we know what that's saying. I guess for men, because it's a lot of Christian men out here that are doing God's will and making sure that their families are raised up correctly. So basically, uh, the man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. Why does the Lord look on the heart? Because He created us, and the heart, even though it looks small in the picture, is so much bigger than just your outer appearance. Your heart says a lot about you, and so the Bible speaks about what things people say and what it means when it comes from the heart. And what is God here to do? The Lord, the Lord God is here to clean you up because you want to be clean. Have you seen a little baby like my children when they were little? I let them outside, and boy, did they come in with mud and water all over the floor. And then I wanted to clean it up on my own. Actually, they didn't even have to ask for me to clean it up because I would want it clean myself. Okay. So just like a baby diaper, they don't want to leave their diaper on. I've experienced waiting to change a baby's diaper, and I waited to change a baby's diaper, and the baby, hey, hi daughter, the baby didn't like that. The to have that diaper not changed. How are you doing? So we want to clean up our children because we want them to feel good about themselves, and we want them to just be refreshed. And so in First Samuel, the 16th chapter and the 7th verse, it said, God sees not as man sees, for man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Okay, so you're going to have different Bibles quote the same scripture. It's going to sound a little different, but it's mostly going to mean the same thing. Okay, if you're wise, you'll know how to make it work for you, and then you can add it into your everyday life if you want, which is good. Which it helped me. It helped me to treat others better. But sometimes when I get frustrated, and this is why I choose who I like to hang around, because when I get frustrated, they may cause me to act a different way. And there's also a scripture that helps you with that. Okay? Because one person could look at the outer appearance and why one person is acting uh, a certain way. Uh, and I have something else for you too. I'm going to actually try to go there right now. Actually, the outer appearance is so important. The outer appearance is so important that people will compare themselves to one another. And the Bible actually tells you that that's not wise to do, but people keep doing it anyway. Now, I don't know how much people in the church is doing this because I never really saw it or asked. But if you're looking good, because I noticed they did this with the superstars, those who sing on the TV, what happens is they want to catch them on a bad hair day and kind of make them feel bad about themselves because today they always get caught with a good looking hairstyle, but then one day they get caught off guard with a bad hair day because maybe they didn't feel like combing their hair today, or maybe they just couldn't afford it, or maybe they just didn't, feel like being bothered. Because sometimes, even if you can afford things, you don't want to be bothered, you know. So they got caught on a bad hair day, and I was looking online and I had saw it, and I guess that's supposed to be called self-righteousness, which make others feel better if they can see other people not look at their best. Uh, but if you really stop and think about it, would you want someone to do that to you? Is that really nice? Is that really godly? If that's the track that you're trying to get on. Okay. What is self righteousness? A lot of people uh, trying to make what they think is righteous, you know. So I'm going to go into the definition of what self righteousness means. And then my phone wants to keep saying low battery, but I'm trying to hold on so it can hold up. Sometimes, uh, okay, I don't know how to make this work. Oh, okay. So self righteousness, in this definition, says it's the quality or state of being self righteousness, or I mean, self righteous or self satisfaction. And we know that everybody wants to be satisfied, so it kind of gives you some type of self satisfaction. But what if you can do it the right way without trying to destroy somebody else to make yourself feel self satisfied? Okay. And basically, they're calling self righteousness hypocrisy. So they're saying if you're self righteous, then you're something like a hypocrite. The practices of claiming to have a moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform or pretense. It's like, hmm, some type of deceitfulness or deception. Because you do have people who are honest and sincere. And that means when you're sincere, God knows. And the outer appearance might not always tell that a person is honest or sincere or genuine or truthful or, in good faith, and they have trustworthiness. But if you look on the outside and see things like, okay, for instance, people was talking about so and so was on the outside looking in. Okay, you seeing two people arguing, and one of the couples looked like they were right, or one of the friends looked like they were right, and the other one looked wrong. That's like kind of looking on the outward appearance, but see, God will look at the inside of what's really on the heart. Why are they arguing? Because people argue for different reasons. One is because things are not going their way. Two is because they want something that they can't have. And the Bible also talks about that. It asks you, and it says, what causes fights and quarrels among you? Okay? Stop and take the time to see if you're able to even admit why you're arguing or quarreling with someone. Is it because you're not getting your way? Or is it because it's something you can't have that you want? It's something in that area. So God knows so much more in your heart than other people do. And they can judge you in the wrong way and say, hey, well, they're so angry. They're ready to bust somebody's head. But would you want to protect yourself from somebody that's trying to harm you? How do we know what the situation really is if we're not God? Because God knows that they're being honest. They're trying to stop the quarreling. They're trying to get on the right track of doing things correctly, but the other party is not trying to do that. Or the other person is not really trying to do that, so they get frustrated or upset. And it sounds so easy to deal with when you're going through these things. When you're being honest with people, when you're being truthful to people, when you're being good to people, when you're giving your heart to people, you don't want them to trample it. So that's why people be careful who you give your heart to. Because when you give your heart to someone who doesn't really care, it's kind of like taking out the trash. They'll get your heart and you'll explain everything to them and talk to them and try to be sincere. And they'll take that heart and put it right out there in the trash. Get the next heart and do the same thing. Because people have their minds made up about what they want. And if it's not you or what you have to offer, They don't, it's nothing you can do to convince them. If at all possible that you can convince them once other people start liking you, then that's when they're going to get angry because now they want something that they didn't want and now they want it because other people want it. So they're going to wish they can go back to their garbage can and pick that heart out of there, and it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late for them to go and pick up that heart out of there. They already trashed it. Somebody else found it. So they'll go to the garbage can and they'll keep looking for it and looking for it, but they won't find it. Hmm? Because they threw it away. They didn't even know that they should take care of their heart. When you go to the doctor or hospital and they notice something is wrong with your heart, what they'll do is they'll try to, run some tests, see what's wrong. See, when you care about somebody, you'll run tests. You'll try to see what's wrong. And then what you'll do is you'll try to get all medicines that you can get to take care of that person and make sure that they're well. You don't skip out on your heart. I mean, just think if it was your heart actually coming out of your body, and then um, nobody wanted to take care of it, and everybody just look at it, stamp on it, just pour dirt on it, and any type of thing. Just think about if that was your heart. Why would you throw someone else's heart in the garbage? Why would you trample it? Why would you give it to a dog? The dog's going to bite it up, play with it, just mistreat it. Why would you give your heart even to a dog? So that's how much important your heart is to protect it and watch it so that other people won't try to destroy it because they're not going to care because they don't have those feelings that their heart has. Each heart has different feelings. And that feeling, if it's not connected to you, then what does it matter to you? You can't feel it anyway. Hmm? So whoever's feeling it, you must protect it. You have to do that yourself. So what is wholeheartedness? Wholeheartedness is showing or characterized by, wholehearted is showing or characterized by complete sincerity and commitment. When you're committed to a heart, the person is going to know. They're going to know. They're going to not feel trampled on. They're not going to know you didn't throw it out. They're going to know if you are committed or positive or empathetic. Did I not say the right word? They're going to know if you're devoted or dedicated, okay? Enthusiastic. Once you lie to them and tell them that you are, and then they find out months and months later or years later that, you're not really committed. You're not positive toward me. You're not enthusiastic about me. You're not dedicated to me. A person is going to know and they're going to get mad because they wasted their time. How many people do you know get paid for their time? A lot of people. A lot of people get paid for just their time. Okay, so just giving somebody your time and then they waste it, it's like, wow, this is what you think of me. This is how you take care of what I'm giving you. Okay. So when you're wholehearted, you're unswerving, unflinching, you're constant, you're loyal, um, complete. A lot of people want to be complete. And when you're wholehearted, you're complete and thorough and solid and entire. Okay? Um, that's why I say the man looks at the outward appearance. If a lot of women got mad because they felt, well, the man they wanted to talk to didn't want to talk to them because somebody else was over there looking much better. And it might have caused them to get angry or sad or something. But they forgot to recognize the heart. And by the time the lady's beauty went down, or everybody else got a chance to enjoy her beauty too, it's like you're fighting with everybody else for her. Whatever you're doing, whatever it is, because it's a lot of explanations for things that's going on. And if you feel beautiful about yourself, don't stop doing it just because somebody else come around you that you may feel this much more beautiful. If you already thought for yourself to be beautiful, continue having that attitude, because self righteousness is not going to help you by comparing to the next person that you think is so beautiful on the outside. Even if you were next to them and they were actually beautiful on the outside and the inside, you still want to think good about yourself. Why? Because you have to control your heart. You have to protect your heart. And if you felt good before they came, you should feel good afterwards. Or something you need to check within you. When you get up and you look in the mirror and say, hey, I'm just wearing one little ponytail today, but so and so looks good because their hair is laid out and it's just so pretty. So what? You can do the same thing. You're not going to look exactly like somebody, but you can always appreciate your beauty. What are you saying? Are you saying that God didn't make you correctly? Did you say you're still beautiful? You have to tell yourself that. If no one else is going to tell you, then why don't you be the one to tell yourself? Okay? Because like I said, man is going to look at the outer appearance. You just work on you. Work on the inside of you. And a lot of people will like you for being you, you know. And then if they don't, what are you going to do? Accept you. And then God will bring somebody along for you. And you don't have to put anybody down. You don't have to go out and do things to them to make them look bad or anything. You won't have to do any of that because you're still going to be beautiful whether someone next to you, sitting next to you, is beautiful or not. Okay? So let's think about that outer appearance. Let's do the best we can with it. I've seen women who went through tragic things like being in a fire and their face pieces were off, and now they have to wear makeup until they can afford surgery. And I thought, I want to look at this video. And then when I looked at the video, I said, they did a really good job on their facial. So, in actuality, let's think about the beautiness of God and how He performed the makeup and how now they can put this makeup on, even though I'm sure they would much rather have the surgery, but until they can afford it, now makeup is in the business, and now they can go out and buy beautiful different types of makeup. And I saw this one lady, she got beautified. Her boyfriend or her husband was so excited. He looked at her and he was like, she's so beautiful. Now that's good and all, but she still has to tell herself that I'm beautiful with the makeup or without the makeup. She has to convince herself before, even though she likes the fact that he's saying it, she needs to still accept the fact that she's beautiful because God made her beautiful. Okay? So never call yourself ugly just because someone else calls you that. You're beautiful because God made you beautiful. Find out how beautiful you really are. And hang out with some people that's positive. And when they hang out with you and they say, even if you think that they're outdoing it, they might want you to outdo it with them. And then you're going to be like, wow, I can hang around somebody that's sincere and wholehearted, loyal, um, and complete. And now I can feel complete because I'm actually hanging out with the right person this time. But what happens when if something could happen to that person, will you be lost without them? Because you don't want to be lost without them. You want to keep in that same very positive attitude that you had when you had that friend or a group of friends. It could be a group that does that. So always accept yourself, even when no one else does. I've practiced it for year after year, and I like it. I like accepting myself. When everybody else says no, when else says this and that about me, I'm still satisfied with who I am. And so I want you to have that same feeling. Then you can go out and do the things that you really want to do without hiding and be like, oh, every time I go out, I'm thinking somebody's going to be better than me. No, you got to be the best. The best means that I accept myself, okay? Regardless if this person can do this or that or say this or say that, you can still be loyal to yourself and say, you know what? I'm not going to let anybody call me ugly. I'm not going to let anybody, if they think about me in that type of way, that's on them. And I don't have to worry about it. Those are their thoughts, not mine. You don't have to let their thoughts slip over into your side and say, oh, I'm ugly. No, you never even have to accept that. So it's all up to you how you want to guard your heart, protect your heart. Okay? Uh, we know that everybody is not going to get along. Um, and some people don't get along with you because somebody else says something. So that's kind of looking at the outward appearance. Oh, well, I can go and say something to someone and then I'll start an argument with them when everybody else come around, and that's going to make them look bad. That's like looking at the outer appearance, but God's going to look at the heart like, I know what this person is up to. I know why they brought these people around them just to make them look bad. And it might not be the case. It might be a sign that this person can get frustrated when people are testing them or, you know, provoking them or whatever you want to call it. And then yet you have to still accept the fact that you're still beautiful, because people are going to come in and try to tell you that you're not so beautiful as you think you are. And you still have to be strong enough to accept that you are. Or you might just start believing anything anybody says. Like, uh, if you looked in the mirror and you saw that you were beautiful, continue doing that. Those other people and thoughts that they have will fade away, you know? So now, I actually was wanting to talk about a couple more things before I finish the video, because I'm actually waiting on someone. But if they don't show, that's fine too. You got look, you guys. It say people who do not get along with others are interested only in themselves. They will disagree with what everyone else knows is right. It says a fool does not care whether he understands a thing or not. All he wants to do is show how smart he is. Sin and shame go together. Lose your honor and you will get scorned in its place. A person's words can be a source of wisdom, deep as the ocean, fresh as a flowing stream. Okay? It is not right to favor the guilty and keep the innocent from receiving justice. When I'm not even going to say what it says here, but it says when some start an argument, he is asking for a beating. Wow, I don't know why it says that. I'm reading the Bible. Okay. And I'm going to skip over and say when gossip is so tasty, how we love to swallow it. Why is gossip so tasty? Watching out for when someone is gossiping about you or other people. You know, I mean, it's easy to swallow it up, but when it's about you, you don't want to swallow it, so don't swallow it up then. Don't, you know, okay. So that's all I wanted to read, because I don't read every part of the Bible because everybody don't understand it, and it's actually for people who go to church and they go and read through it. Um, and I would just love to invite you to church. I really would. But I will tell you this: you go out and seek a church, find it, and join a church near you or somewhere that you're gonna feel comfortable, and seek the Lord, seek the Lord, seek the Lord while He can be found. Okay, just seek Him and find out what it is He wants you to do. Okay. Uh, so basically, you want to make sure when you're reading, you get the right Bible. Make sure you are. And remember, the outer appearance is not always what it seems to be. Okay? Check on that inward part. Some people will let you know that they're just human. And we all are human. We know that, aren't we? Okay, so um that is all I have to talk about for today. Just remembering how the man looks at the outer appearance, but God looks at the heart. And that's something to remember in 1 Samuel, the 16th chapter and the 7th verse. Okay? And when you love somebody, you make sure you want them to know, and that's what I'm doing. It's not for everybody else to do. It's like you have so many pastors out here that'll repeat the same thing. They will let you know the same thing. Okay? All right. I wish I could have something more to share with you, but I just want to cut this video short because it's been like 30 minutes into the video, and I have other videos that I want to come back and talk to you about. So have a good night. I just hope that whatever helps you in this video will sink in and help you. But whatever you don't understand, please, by any means, don't just, ignore it, or just try to put a label on it, shall I say. Okay. Have a good night.